This episode is brought to you by the Thrive Tribe. Check it out at chasingbrighter.com/Thrive Tribe.
Hey, Kelly, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Jess. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Did you see that woman dragged out of a town hall? And are you following that story?
I'm going to go with no for now.
Okay. Oh, also, did you ever read Elena's Pantry? Alana's Pantry? Did you ever follow Alana's Pantry?
Sounds very familiar.
She was like one of the first health bloggers. She passed away and they just announced it. But she passed away February 8th. And it's really sad. She was a mom of two. She was really inspirational, struggling with autoimmune stuff and promoting a grain-free, gluten-free lifestyle with recipes I followed all the time and got her newsletter. And I'm really sad about that. Just thinking of her family at this
Wow.
time.
hmm
Okay. In Idaho, they had a town hall meeting and people were yelling out in the town hall meeting. Though they were recording, and the woman that was dragged out was really just, is this a town hall? Isn't this a town hall? That's what she said 2 times. And these men wearing all black were like, "You need to leave." And there was all kinds of people shouting during the meeting. I think the 2 guys that wanted her to go, she wasn't really doing anything that other people weren't doing, if this makes sense. And they're like, "Get up." And they end up 3 men get her and saying she's under arrest, she's gonna be under arrest for her to get up and grab her and drag her out and put zip ties on her during a town hall meeting. And
That's crazy.
it was at the Coeur d'Alene High School, and money has been raised to, her name is Teresa Borenpol, for her legals costs, and the police chief has asked, because it was a security firm, because he was telling her, "If you don't get up right now, you're gonna be arrested," and they were just wearing, all black, so it was really weird, and she wasn't gonna get up, and why would you go with 3 men? And the police chief has asked that the security firm's business license be revoked, and the city yeah, so it was just really crazy, 450 people were there, but I just can't believe, there were jeers and cheers erupting in the crowd, so it was really just confusing, it's very confusing, and she wasn't I wanted to watch the video because I was like, was she just, crazy screaming during the thing? And it was just there were just kind of jeers during the town hall, and she was, picked, and I was so surprised. Everyone gets up and gets their phones out, but no one, physically stands up to help her, which is just really, upsetting
Mm.
to me. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't everybody around her just stand up?
Come to her rescue.
And somebody was saying something and they were, screaming at her, but that the fact that it was just, a security firm and that they were like, "You're gonna be arrested," is really, it's really
Troubling.
scary to me. Yeah, and but what I've been doing, this is so interesting. So I said in another Superwoman Diaries that I was trying to find inspirational T-shirts on Etsy, and I was like, "I love Dolly Parton. Let me see if there's some Dolly Parton shirts." And why do I love Dolly Parton? I'm like, wait, is Dolly Parton, what has she said about politics? And what does Dolly Parton say about things? And so someone interviewed her a while ago and asked her, "What do you think if Hillary Clinton would be elected?" And she said, "Oh, I think that's great. I think a woman president would be wonderful. Women are great." So then they started saying that she endorsed Hillary Clinton. And so she went up to say, "Hey, I don't endorse Hillary Clinton. I don't endorse Donald Trump. I'm not getting into politics." But when they try to get her on things, she is so smart and so beautiful. Kelly, she is so witty. And so she is a gay icon. And they were like, "You are a gay icon. What do you think about being a gay icon?" And she was like, "That's not anything I did. I was chosen to be a gay icon, and that's wonderful. Yay for me." And they're like, "Don't you know that Christian groups are mad at you because you're a Christian and you say it's okay to be gay?" And she was like, "That's a lot of judging." And I always was taught that it was the Lord was supposed to be judging, and I don't have time to do the Lord's work. I'm too busy. And so it just makes me think, even with this woman being dragged by a town hall, I just want to how can I be love and light and witty and not make it a us versus them, not othering people, but really shifting my focus and not get, I think there is a lot of chaos. There's a lot of news out there and there is a lot of chaos creation. And I don't want to get wrapped up in the chaos creation and a headline. I want to have my feet on the ground and really be looking at joy and spreading love and light.
100% Jess. And I started reading the book from Martha Beck called Beyond Anxiety, and it
Oh,
was really
yes. I've
have
been
you read
waiting
it?
for it. It just came out. Is that the one
Yes.
that just came out? Because 'Cause I've been
Yes.
following her because it's about how creativity reduces
Yes.
anxiety.
Yes.
Yes.
I have the book in my Amazon
Okay.
cart, and I am
Okay.
reading it on you can borrow it because I think I have it on Libby, Jess.
Okay. It's already on Libby. I was
It's
been waiting for it to come out, and I didn't follow up to see when it was
it's
finally.
on my Libby. Do you have my Chicago card on your Libby?
No, but I
Anyway,
sorry, you go on. You go
the
ahead.
book is fantastic. The end of every chapter is our exercises, and they're, like, amazing exercises, and so I'm like, "Okay, I have to take a minute and pause because I need to get the book because I wanna spend time with them." But going back to what you're saying, we are also becoming such an incredibly anxious society, and the political climate is not helping. The headlines are not helping. The
Right.
crazy bananas things that are happening are not helping in the news.
Yeah. Mm.
However, one of the things that I have had a lot of aha moments with her, and I think she's a therapist, but she grew out of having her own
I
struggles
think
with
she
anxiety.
is I believe, a sociologist.
Okay, fine. She's in the field. Sorry, this is Kelly marketing degree.
Okay.
She's in the field. And so the book is very interesting. She does reference a lot of other experts. She comes at it from her own like treatment and her own
Yes.
experience with it.
Mhm.
And the one thing that it really talks about is fear. So I think the title is it says it in the title, which is curiosity, creativity, and finding your life's purpose. One of the things with anxiety is fear. The fear is in
Yes.
that. And so
Yes.
hearing you talk about this story in the town hall meeting and what
Yes.
happened, so many people, it's like this reaction of fear coming out
Yes.
that raises
Yes.
anxiety. And very few people have the mechanism to be like, I'm feeling fear right now. What is that about? Why
Yeah.
am I afraid? What is it that I'm really afraid about? Like, even in the political climate right now, some of us, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, what is the greatest fear I have? And is that realistic? How likely is that? You're the therapist.
Right.
You probably deal with this with some of your clients, but part of that is for me channeling that and figuring out like, is
Yeah.
this fear or what is that's causing my anxiety? And then
Right.
how do I deal with that?
Yeah. Because we have to live in the present. So, for instance, I was watching a news thing and I talked about the last one about some disability rights and protections being challenged in the States. But it's like, how many laws are being proposed at any minute that we don't know about that totally get knocked away and don't happen? And so it's
Yeah.
like we're jumping forward in the future. And I think a lot of times with anxiety, right, we're living in the past, we're living in the future, we're not in the present. And that's why, Tara Brach, I was listening to her this morning and she was talking about fear. And it's, how do we reel it in, be in the present, take it day by day? That doesn't mean put your head in the sand and not do anything, but it's we've got to reel it in and wait and see a little bit with some of this stuff too.
When I was out there with the family a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, I think you were talking to Teresa, but I was talking to mom, and there are definitely people who I think mom is in the category to me as a low information voter. She doesn't really keep track of the news. She doesn't really like tune into things. It's like not of interest to her and it seems annoying. So she tolerates it. But one of the things I talked to her about was, which goes back to fear and anxiety, was this whole like trusting your gut piece, right? So it's like when you do that examination of what do I feel like, or if I read a headline, does that feel right? Does that
Yeah.
feel like it's trying to stoke an emotional response to me? Or is it reporting a fact and
Yeah.
really trying to like be more aware of that? Because I
Yeah.
think regardless of where you are in terms of your general feelings about what's happening politically, I think that at the end of the day, we all in our true gut and our true
Yeah.
self are in a common place.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Love
Yeah.
and kindness. Everyone
Yeah.
loves love and kindness. Who doesn't love and kindness?
Yeah. And I think again, right, with reality checking and not spiraling but this book I'm interested in just because she talks about what I was watching her talk about a lot was how creativity helps with anxiety, but she did this, like, beautiful why following her, I don't know how I haven't heard of her because she's written other books, but she had this it was a very long reel, I'll have to send you, and it was a visual with sugar cubes and water about patriarchy, and it was really interesting, but again, very long, about watching systems of, like, oppression and
Mm,
how they can be dismantled with love, kindness, and community, and it was really fascinating, and so I was like, "Who's this woman, and how have I not heard of her?" Because there is also Judith Beck. So Aaron Beck is who created cognitive behavioral therapy, and there is the Beck Institute outside Philadelphia, and his daughter, Judith Beck, and so I've read her books, and I was like, "Oh, is she another Beck?" 'Cause there's already other famous
mm.
Becks out there, but Martha Beck is like a life coach, I believe, and author. So, anyway, fascinating.
Yeah, I see she is a Harvard-trained sociologist. Gotta have
Okay.
that
Yeah.
Harvard tagline in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm really enjoying her book, and the reason why is because I've been through therapy and I've learned a lot of tools, and I feel this is another great layering
Yes.
for
Yes.
myself and my own journey, and also as a parent, I'm really finding more and more that Wes is struggling with anxiety, and so one of the tools that I was thinking about with this is, like, other ways I can frame conversations with him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting. There's a woman, and I apologize, I can't think of her name right now to credit her, but it came up on my reels again where she was saying she thinks of animals, and she says, "Treat younger children like, behave as if you were a dog with your younger children." So you, like, run to them, you're really excited, what you try to be excited and loving them unconditionally and be there for them because that really resonates, but when you have a teen, behave like a cat. And so you're there, you're around, but you're not, like, all up in them and all up in their business and all up doing that, and so it's like with and so I had sent it to Dominic, my 14-year-old, because he's on these tangents all the time about how the way I treat my 10-year-old is unfair to him, is unfair to everyone, and everything's not fair, and it's not fair, and that I should make him do more, and so I sent that to him to understand developmentally. If I treated Dominic the way I did Giovanni, my child, Dominic would
Mhm.
punch me in the face. Like, he doesn't want me to be excitable. Like, Giovanni runs in the when I walk in the house, Giovanni runs and gives me a hug. He can't wait to see me, and it's when I am excited about his day or, like, you saw he dressed up like a mad scientist and he's, like, engaging the world. If I did that to my 14-year-old, it would not be received that way, right? Because they don't it's you just need to be there when they're ready to come to you, but if you go to them, doesn't really work as well. So, anyways, it's like with you, it's like, how do I help my child with this? Also, knowing that they don't want to talk to me, possibly.
Yeah, no, that's really hard, but luckily, like, he can't drive on his own, so I usually force him to things, and I also have ability to shut off his phone, so that works out well. But I love Gio's personality. I love that he's not afraid to do those things, and that's such a sweet, cute personality type, and I don't have that right now
Yeah.
in Beckett,
Yeah.
which is fine. He's definitely a different personality, and
Yeah.
Wes was that
More
way.
of an
Wes was up
introvert,
for
I think.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, his school, Wes's high school, they send out email announcements every day, and you get them, and one of them was the spirit shop, they're going to have a green t-shirt day in March, and everybody needs to get their green t-shirt, and you can order it right now online for $12, and then you can wear it to school, and it's like that day you either wear a uniform or a green t-shirt thing. And so I immediately read it, ordered the shirt. It's like in the spirit shop for him to pick up. And so I sent it to him, and then I talked to him. He's like, "Mom, whoa, like you were way too quick on the trigger. Like, how did you even know that I was going to want that?" And I was like, you know what? I thought to myself immediately, should I get it or not? Even if Wes doesn't wear it on that day, he will wear it. It was
Yeah.
cool just because,
Yeah.
again, we lean into the Irish thing being
Right.
Domers anyway. And it was like DePaul Irish. It was cute. It was
Yeah.
really cool. And I was like,
Right.
oh, he will wear that. So anyway, it was really ridiculous. And he thought I
Yeah.
was being crazy. So I
Yeah.
was like, whatever. Anyway.
My middle child is not a joiner. And it makes me laugh because this is what happened at my house last night. I worked until 4, which normally I don't work until 4. But I worked until 4 and I got home and Giovanni was in like shorts and a t-shirt and I was just thinking, "What is happening?" And he was like, "I fell in the pool." Now, this is not the first, nor will it be the last time that Giovanni has fallen in the pool with all of his clothes and shoes on. And I was like, "What were you doing?" So we got to go back a little bit to Giovanni wanting a water bottle, a spray bottle. And he was trying to take this water bottle. I usually make my own cleaners. And so I use like vinegar and stuff. So he was
Mhm.
trying to take this bottle. And I was like, "No, you can't use that bottle." So because my phone listens to me probably at all times, I was checking out of my grocery order and it popped up when you're checking out your order. It's like, "Oh, don't forget these items." And it showed a water bottle. I was like, "Okay." It's like $1.99. Okay, I get the water bottle. And Gabby was in the kitchen to witness this. I go, "Oh, Giovanni, I got a water bottle." "Are you serious? Oh my god." He was, like, jumping up and down. I don't understand. So, he was outside because we've been having some rules about his spraying, because he is spraying water all over the house, making the floor wet. So, he was running around the pool spraying he was spraying water outside
And he
on the
neglected to look where the
sidewalk,
pool
and
was.
I don't know, fell in the pool. Okay. So then
But he was okay, that's good.
I saw him post whatever, which was a whole drama because his shoes were still wet today and we had to wear other shoes. But anyway, then he's like spraying water in the house and then he slides and gets hurt because he's been told 275 times not to spray on the tile floor. Gabby videos him. He's spraying the water bottle in his mouth and she records it. And then she shows Dominic and then they're laughing and they're making fun of him because he is a little different where he gets his joy. And so they were laughing and he was really upset. So then I start looking at old videos and showing him so we
Oh,
can laugh
yes.
at how they were silly. And then there was a video, and you actually recorded it, of Gabby and Wes, who were in a band for Team
Oh, when
Umi
they were
Zumi.
singing.
And so Wes has a microphone and Gabby's dancing. And it is so funny because Dominic is sitting on the floor playing with a car.
Oh, he has no interest in being part of the
No, and so I'm laughing because 'cause I'm like, "Dominic," because I always tell Dominic he doesn't get with the program, and it makes me laugh because you were talking about your children, and it was like, they were, like, going all out screaming,
Mhm.
"Umi Zumi," and Dominic is right in the middle, but on the floor playing with the Ninja Turtles, not even interested in it, and when we have stuff at school, Dominic never dressed up and has never was always, "I don't want anything
And
for
he
the
doesn't
theme
even feel like
days."
he's missing out on anything, right? He
No,
does what he wants to do.
but you saw because now Dominic is becoming socially aware and being interested in talking to other people romantically, I think has something to do with it to be more of a joiner. And he when we are at this because we always have, like, spirit days, we wear uniforms so you can wear jeans, and so he
Mhm.
let me get him jeans, and he let me get him some shirts, and
Mhm.
now we are saying because he can wear Justin's clothes, so it was, like, Valentine's, whatever, wear pink or red, and so he wore
Mhm.
jeans and wore, like, a pink shirt and is becoming a joiner, and I think it's because of being interested I don't know if it's I wanna say, like, impressing someone, but, like, being more involved in things to connect to others, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is. Wes is very hit or miss now. He used to be
Yeah,
all in,
yeah.
but even Beckett is no.
I'm
But
a joiner. Were you a joiner? Were you all up in the spirit days at
100%, Jesse,
school?
we were
Yes.
joiners. We were like
Yes. Yes.
I feel like
Even on
it was
Valentine's Day, you, me, and mom all had Valentine shirts on.
yes, we did. I think that our mother loves her holidays.
Yes.
Mom loves her
Yes. It's
holidays, so there's
contagious.
that when it comes to those pieces, but just in general, the joiner piece was I think we because of the environment we grew up in, where, like, if you joined something, you were actively involved in it. The
Yeah.
only thing that I would say we didn't like, which we were forced to do, was 4-H, Jess, honestly. I don't know if I ever loved 4-H, but we were
I loved it
forced to
when
do
Julie
it,
did it with me.
and we
I don't
just tolerated it. We
yeah.
had some friends. I still keep in touch with Jennifer Crockford at the time
Yes.
too, but I think that for the most part we didn't wanna be home either.
Yeah. Again, it goes
Whereas
back
I think a lot of
to like,
kids
yeah.
now, our
Mhm.
peer groups and their children, everybody loves to
Yeah.
just and it also
Yeah.
with COVID, it's just different.
But
I
I
think there's a lot
think
of variation.
but I think we're leaders, and so we were actively involved in our school, right? Like, I was in student council, like, we were actively part of those planning committees and, like, having fun, and that's what our friends did.
It was a lot, I think because our friends did it too, and I see Wes doing that now. Like,
Yeah.
he's starting to I think if you have a group of friends, it ends up giving you confidence to do some of these things because 'cause you're not always out on your own. You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
wing
Mhm.
people if you need them, and so maybe
Yeah.
that helps. Whereas we went to such a small school, it didn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
we would always
Yeah.
find somebody.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe so you can hear our latest episodes as soon as they drop.
If you loved today's episode, share with a friend. Find us on Instagram, Facebook at Chasing Brighter, or check out our blog at chasingbrighter.com and follow us. If you want to know more about Kelly and I, read our blogs, find more tips, tools, and resources, check that out at chasingbrighter.com. Thanks. Remember, your best life is just a listen away.